Assalamu alaikum, dear students. In my previous lecture, I gave you a brief introduction about the essay The Rule of the Road by A.G. Gardiner. Today, let's have a look at the summary of this essay. Now, the essay begins with an amusing anecdote of a stout lady. Walking in the middle of a street in Petrograd. Walking in the middle of a street in Petrograd. Petrograd is a city in Russia. The lady caused much confusion in the flow of traffic. So she caused much confusion in the flow of traffic, in addition to causing danger to her own life. Danger to her own life. The lady was told that the pavement was the proper place for the pedestrians to walk, but she refused. So the lady was told that the pavement, or we can say footpath, was the proper place for the pedestrians. Pedestrians are the foot passengers. So pavement was the proper place for the pedestrians or foot passengers to walk. But she refused. She replied that she was free to walk anywhere she liked, because she has now liberty. She has freedom to walk anywhere she liked. And the author thinks that the lady was quite wrong. The lady was quite wrong. So the lady was quite wrong. The lady did not realize if liberty allowed her to walk in the middle of the road, it also entitled means to give right. It also entitled the taxi driver to drive on the pavement. And that the end of such liberty would be universal chaos. Universal chaos. That means there will be disorder and confusion. Disorder and confusion. And such type of liberty would lead to social anarchy. Social anarchy. Or we can simply say social disorder. Social disorder. Now, the author says, therefore, the policeman who regulates the traffic on the road, he is not a symbol of tyranny. So a policeman who regulates the traffic on the road, he is not a symbol of tyranny. Not a symbol of tyranny. Or a symbol of cruelty. But he is a symbol of liberty. But a symbol of liberty, because he helps you to enjoy greater social liberty, and he helps you to enjoy greater social liberty. social liberty. Now A.G. Gardner points out that in order that the liberties of all may be preserved, the liberties of everyone must be curtailed. So the author points out that in order that the liberties of all may be preserved, the liberties of everyone must be curtailed. In order that the liberties of all may be preserved, the liberties of everyone must be curtailed, must be checked, must be reduced, or must be limited, or there must be some sort of restriction. And we should try to understand the essential difference between individual liberty and social liberty. We should try to understand individual liberty and social liberty. They should not be allowed to come in conflict with each other, but there should be an adjustment between the two, that is individual liberty and social liberty. There should be the adjustment between individual liberty and social liberty, and some curtailment of individual liberty is essential, so that all may enjoy their liberty in the real sense. So some curtailment of individual liberty is necessary, so that all may enjoy their liberty in the real sense. Now, the author A.G. Gardner introduces liberty as a social contract, or we can say social agreement. So A.G. Gardner says, and he introduces this liberty as a social contract or social agreement, and not a personal affair. He says it is an adjustment of interests. So it is an adjustment of interests. The author goes on to say, if our freedom does not interfere with those of others, we may do as we please. Then he gives some examples. For example, one is free, one has his own choice what to wear or what to eat. So one has his own choice what to wear or what to eat. But the moment he steps out of that kingdom, that is kingdom of personal liberty, then, so the moment we step out of the kingdom of personal liberty, our personal liberty of action is restricted. So our personal liberty of action is restricted by other people's liberty. by other people's liberty. So, it is our duty to have consideration for the liberty of others. So, it is our duty to have consideration for the liberty of others. Now in the next video, we shall discuss the remaining part of this essay. Thank you.